Husband!
Yes, wife.
Let's read the Bible.
But we're atheists. Why would we want to do such a thing?
Because we live in small town USA and everyone around us quotes this thing extensively and we have no idea how to respond?
That's true. Neither of us grew up with religion, yet Christianity is playing a huge part in our country's politics.
We're not scholars or academics, so Sacrilegious Discourse is our first take reaction.
And this feed houses our reading of the book of Genesis, and each subsequent book will get its own separate feed too.
Why are we separating each book?
Not all podcast platforms allow access to older episodes. This will ensure our listeners don't lose access to any of our previously released material.
You can find our most recent episodes on our main channel, Sacrilegious Discourse.
That's right. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss a single episode.
Hey you, welcome to Sacrilegious Discourse.
I'm husband.
I'm wife.
And together we're reading the Bible.
Starting with Genesis and eventually ending with Revelations, we're working through every book and offering our atheist 2 cents.
Or shekels.
Yeah, those. We're asking questions and pointing out all the nonsense.
We aren't academics or scholars.
Nope. In fact, when it comes to religion, we really don't know anything at all.
What we've learned so far is that God's a dick.
Oh, he really is, isn't he? If you're interested in how we reached this startling conclusion, maybe start from episode 1.
Otherwise, jump in anywhere. It's all good.
Yep. Hey, husband.
Yes, wife.
Do you remember what we talked about in our last episode?
Well, here's the funny thing. We only recorded it a couple of hours ago, and I almost forget everything except that I remember that, was it Jacob that was running away from Uncle Laban, yeah.
Yeah.
So I do remember some things, but I mean, that's only because it was like, a few hours ago.
That's both impressive and sad. Do you remember that Rachel pimped out her husband Jacob for some mushrooms?
Oh, yeah, the mandrakes. That's right. Yeah, and she allowed her sister to...
Leah, the dog.
Yeah, prostitution, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
And then when Rachel and Leah and Jacob ran away, do you remember?
They chased after him, I remember that. And
do you remember somebody took something?
Oh, the idols, yeah.
Who was it?
It was Rachel.
Yeah, why'd you do that?
Probably because... she's dumb.
That's the best you got.
That's the best I got.
Oh, wow. Okay. So, yeah, that happened. And then Laban came after him. And they caught up to him. And then they made a covenant and said, just kidding, let's not fight. Bye.
Right. But I bet those idols come into it somewhere because...
I don't know. I mean, this is not like a regular book where if you like Chekhov's gun, you know?
Yeah, it doesn't apply.
If you mention the gun, you have to use it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true.
Who knows? This could just be something that never comes up ever again.
Right.
But we will find out because we're about to read Genesis chapters 32 and 33.
All right. Let's get this going.
Yep.
Hey, wife.
Yes, husband.
Did you know that we are now on Patreon?
Yes, because you told me, but also, no, tell me more.
So we're on Patreon now.
Are we?
We are, and our supporters can go there and support us, and we have multiple levels all the way up to You Killed God.
That sounds really drastic and escalated quickly-ish.
Well, no, there's multiple levels before there, so it escalates on a sliding scale of, cheap to not cheap. Oh. But, we can definitely use any amount, so, any support is always appreciated.
So what exactly is Patreon?
It's a place where you can show your support for our podcast. And
just our podcast?
Any podcast or any performer. But, we're the ones that, you're listening to right now. So maybe you should, support us. That'd be awesome.
That would be awesome. But we love you anyway.
So all you got to do is go to Patreon, look up Sacrilegious Discourse. It's actually patreon.com/Sacrilegious Discourse is our actual main page there. So head on over and send us some love.
Yeah. Genesis chapter 32. Jacob prepares to meet Esau.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh, that's, yeah, Esau wanted to, like, kick his ass, kill him type thing, because he was, like, took all his shit.
He
his
took
blessings,
his birthright and
his
his blessing.
birthrights,
Yeah.
and yeah.
Yeah, and they're twins.
Yeah, yeah. I heard something, I was listening to a book, and apparently Esau is, like, the primitive, like, there's something primitive about him.
What book are you listening to?
That book you told me to listen to.
Oh,
Devolution.
Devolution by Max Brooks.
And they mentioned something about Esau in there, and it was about how he's like the primitive brother of Jacob.
Oh.
And like it's just I don't know where that came from, but I thought it was interesting. So like, I'm sitting here, we're talking about him on our podcast, and all of a sudden it pops up in a book that I'm listening to.
That is very odd.
Right? Yeah.
Don't you wish right now that we were sponsored by Audible?
Or something, yeah, because I'm like, and you can pick up Devolution on audible.com.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
As Jacob started on his way again, angels of God came to meet him. When Jacob saw them, he exclaimed, "This is God's camp!" So he named the place Mahan.
Wait, this is God's camp?
Sure! It's God's camp!
Is that like summer camp, but with God?
Absolutely.
Okay, all right.
Then Jacob sent messengers ahead to his brother Esau, who was living in the region of Seir in the land of Edom. He told them, "Give this message to my master Esau. Humble greetings from your servant Jacob. Until now I have been living with Uncle Laban, and now I own cattle, donkeys, flocks of sheep and goats, and many servants, slaves, both men and women. I have sent these messengers to inform my lord of my coming, hoping that you will be friendly to me."
So I've been thinking about this whole servant-slave thing.
Yeah.
And, I mean, yes. No. But sometimes they have the ability to inherit land if they don't have a, legitimate son and stuff.
I don't care.
I'm just saying. Like, maybe it's a little bit better than some things, but...
Do they have the option to leave? Doubt it. Are
Probably
they treated
not.
like shit?
And they get raped a lot.
They get raped. They get sold. They belong to people.
Right.
No. Just no.
You're right. I was
am
just,
right.
I just want to make sure we were...
I don't want to whitewash it.
Okay.
They're slaves, and that is bad.
Okay. All right.
So when they say servants, I will always, always interpret that as slaves.
Well, but, like, how did you pay for things back then? It was a barter system. And, like, maybe they were paying them in food and shelter and...
Okay, well, when... we're about to get into a fight here. When... Rachel prostituted out her husband for some fucking mushrooms.
Right.
That was barter, but it was still gross, right? "I'll let you sleep with my husband if you give me some of your mushrooms, please."
Right.
That's gross. It's fucking gross.
I mean, I'm with you. I think they're slaves. I was just thinking it was a different time and,
I don't care.
whatever.
I don't care.
I
don't care.
It was just a thought that crossed my head.
You know what? I don't own any slaves, and I don't have servants, and I am not ever going to condone other people doing so.
I mean, yeah.
What do you mean?
We have, like, our Google thing and stuff like that.
That's not a person.
They do our bidding.
Okay, hang on. My Google
She
and
turns on lights for me and stuff.
Okay, but she's not a person.
No, she's
a
not.
machine. We call her. We literally call her machine lady.
Right.
Can I just go on with this
stupid
Bible reading?
Let's go on with the Bible.
You a-hole. After delivering the message, I just want to say real quick here, interrupt myself. That was like a really nice suck-uppy message. Like, please don't be mad at me.
Right,
Brother,
right.
I love you. You're the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. After delivering the message, the messengers returned to Jacob and reported, "We met your brother Esau, and he is already on his way to meet you with an army of 400 men.
Oh, he's not happy.
Ooh. Jacob was terrified at the news, as well he should be. He divided his household, along with the flocks and herds and camels, into two groups. He thought, if Esau meets one group and attacks it, perhaps the other group can escape. I wonder if he put, like, his wife one with one group and wife two with the other group.
At least one wife will survive, right?
I wonder if he, like, drew straws to decide which one went with which.
And he's,
two.
like, standing in the middle. He's, like, seeing which way they go, and he's going to run over to the other side.
Yeah. Then Jacob prayed, "O God of my grandfather Abraham and God of my father Isaac, O Lord, you told me return to your own land and to your relatives, and you promised me I will treat you kindly. I am not worthy of all the unfailing love and faithfulness you have shown to me, your servant. When I left home and crossed the Jordan River, I owned nothing except a walking stick, as opposed to a running stick. But now my household fills 2 large camps. O Lord, please rescue me from the hand of my brother Esau. I am afraid that he is coming to attack me, along with my wives and children. Wives, plural wives.
Yeah, and especially if you include the wives that were given to him as servants.
The wives.
Yeah.
The sister wives.
Right.
The slave wives.
Yes.
But you promised me, I will surely treat you kindly, and I will multiply your descendants until they become as numerous as the sands along the seashore, too many to count.
Dude, he promises that to everybody.
But Jacob doesn't know that, but it is true. Like, you're not special, dude. Jacob stayed where he was for the night. Then he selected these gifts from his possessions to present to his brother Esau. 200 female goats, 20 male goats, 200 ewes, 20 rams, 30 female camels with their young, 40 cows, 10 bulls, 20 female donkeys, and 10 male donkeys. Jesus, that's a fucking zoo. He has almost enough for the ark.
Yeah.
He divided these animals into herds and assigned each to different servants, slaves. Then he told his servants, slaves, go ahead of me with the animals, but keep some distance between the herds. He gave these instructions to the men leading the first group. When my brother Esau meets you, he will ask, whose servants are you? Where are you going? Who owns these animals? You must reply, they belong to your servant Jacob, but they are a gift for his master Esau. Look, he is coming right behind us.
I have a question. Why is he calling himself the servant of Esau? Because I thought that
he's sucking up.
So he's allowing himself to become what he's not supposed to be? Because
he is humbling himself before his older brother, his brother who was only older by like maybe 5 minutes tops.
Okay, all right.
It's just...
I mean, that the blessing said that Esau would be his servant. So, that's why I was questioning it. So.
I think Jacob is just like, don't be mad, please. You're the best. You're awesome. You're
But then what's up with all that trying to get the blessing and what's up with all that?
I don't know. Maybe Jacob's ready to bury the hatchet. Or maybe he's like, Jesus Christ, I was just stuck on Laban's land forever, and now I'm just trying to get away. And God told me to go to my family, and the only family I got is my fucking twin brother, and oh my God, this sucks.
Okay, all right.
I mean, I don't know.
I'm
not Jacob, so I'm just guessing.
I got you.
Jacob gave the same instructions to the second and third herdsmen and to all who followed behind the herds. You must say the same thing to Esau when you meet him, and be sure to say, look, your servant Jacob is right behind us. Jacob thought, I will try to appease him by sending gifts ahead of me. When I see him in person, perhaps he will be friendly to me. So the gifts were sent on ahead, while Jacob himself spent that night in the camp.
Smart move.
Yeah. Jacob wrestles at Peniel. During the night, Jacob got up and took his 2 wives, his 2 servant wives, and his 11 sons and crossed the Jabbok River with them. After taking them to the other side, he sent over all his possessions. This left Jacob all alone in the camp, and a man came and wrestled with him until the dawn began to break.
Wait, a man came and wrestled with him?
That's random.
That is random.
Weird. When he saw that he would not win the match, he touched Jacob's hip and wrenched it out of its socket.
What?
Holy shit.
That's pretty. I mean, that would hurt.
That's a red flag. That's a flag on the play, right?
I mean, your hip out of socket? Damn.
Yeah, I mean, I had bursitis once and that shit hurt. I couldn't imagine.
I mean, my shoulder came out of socket once, but that was pretty bad.
Did it really?
When I was really little, yeah.
Oh, yikes. That must have sucked.
It did.
Then the man said, let me go, for the dawn is breaking. But Jacob said, I will not let you go unless you bless me. This is
weird.
Random. Weird. Arbitrary.
Where did this guy come from?
I don't know. He just showed up.
Who the fuck is he?
Some guy.
Okay.
A wrestler.
Apparently.
He's not Nimrod, I'll tell you that much. What is your name? The man asked. He replied, Jacob. Your name will no longer be Jacob, the man told him. From now on, you will be called Israel, because you have fought with God and with men and have won.
What?
I don't understand.
What the hell is this?
What? This is so...
It's gotta be like a dream, right? This is so
It
weird.
It came out of nowhere. Like, what even is happening?
I have no idea.
Please tell me your name, Jacob said. Why do you want to know my name? The man replied. Then he blessed Jacob there. We gotta learn more about this fucking blessing.
Well, I mean, he got named Israel, which is, like the name of the country that the Jews lived in.
Right.
Or live in. I'm sorry.
Right.
Not lived, but live.
Jacob named the place Peniel, which means face of God, for he said, I have seen God face to face, yet my life has been spared. The sun was rising as Jacob left Peniel, and he was limping because of the injury to his hip.
I bet.
Even today, the people of Israel don't eat the tendon near the hip socket because of what happened that night when the man strained the tendon of Jacob's hip. The end.
That was such an odd story.
That was weird, right?
And, completely just random.
There was no,
what was even the point of that?
This guy just appeared out of nowhere, and, is he one of, Laban's people that came after them? Is he one of Esau's men that came
Laban,
ahead?
they already made the covenant, so they shouldn't have been coming after them, but
so it's probably not Laban.
Esau's people might be over there, but they didn't say that, so.
Or is it God? Or is it one of God's men? I'm just confused.
Right.
Who is this dude?
It's just completely random.
He just showed up. I get how he sent his wives across the river and stayed in the camp by himself. That was cool, I get you.
Right, he's protecting everybody. Yeah. He's going to just greet his brother on his own.
And see how it plays out. But then this random dude just comes up and and they started wrestling.
Right?
What? Okay.
That's so weird.
There was no greeting, no, ho there.
Right.
Stranger.
Straight to wrestling and dislocating hips.
Yeah. Okay. Very strange. Let's see if they clear it up in the next chapter.
Okay, so we're going to 32 now, huh?
No, that was 32.
Oh, I'm sorry, 33.
33.
My bad. I can't keep track of shit.
You can't keep track of shit, sir.
All right, we'll see you guys in a minute.
Genesis chapter 33, Jacob and Esau reconciled.
Huh. Oh. I guess it's always fun. The lead-ins always give you this. Basically, they give it away.
Yeah.
They're they don't leave anything for imagination. They're just this is what's going to happen.
I mean, it's a summary of what's to come.
Yeah.
So, at least we can keep up.
Sure.
Okay. Then Jacob looked up and saw Esau coming with his 400 men. So he divided the children among Leah, Rachel, and his 2 servant wives. He put the servant wives and their children at the front, Leah and her children next, and Rachel and Joseph last. Then Jacob...
So apparently he still loves Rachel the best.
Yeah.
Okay.
And his favorite son, Joseph.
Right.
Then Jacob went on ahead. As he approached his brother, he bowed to the ground 7 times before him.
7.
Not 8.
Just 7.
More than 6.
Right.
Then Esau ran to meet him and embraced him, threw his arms around his neck, and kissed him, and they both wept.
Guess all is forgiven.
Aww. Let's see how it goes.
Okay.
Then Esau looked at the women and children and asked, Who are these people with you? These are the children God has graciously given to me, your servant, Jacob replied. Then the servant wives came forward with their children and bowed before him. Guess who came next?
Joseph.
No, Leah.
My bad.
After the servant wives and their children.
Oh.
Then came Leah with her children.
Right.
And they bowed before him.
And then Rachel.
God, you're so dumb.
I got it.
Finally, Joseph and Rachel came forward and bowed before him. And what were all the flocks and herds I met as I came? Esau asked. Jacob replied, They are a gift, my lord, to ensure your friendship. My brother, I have plenty, Esau answered. Keep what you have for yourself. But Jacob insisted. No, if I have found favor with you, please accept this gift from me. And what a relief to see your friendly smile. It is like seeing the face of God. That's rather, arrogant and silly and gross because they're twins.
Right.
Narcissist much?
Right.
Please take this gift I have brought you, for God has been very gracious to me, and I have more than enough. And because Jacob insisted, Esau finally accepted the gift. Well, Esau said, let's be going. I will lead the way. But Jacob replied, You can see, my lord, that some of the children are very young, and the flocks and herds have their young too. If they are driven too hard, even for one day, all the animals could die. Please, my lord, go ahead of your servant. We will follow slowly at a pace that is comfortable for all the livestock and children. I will meet you at Seir." "All right," Esau said, "but at least let me assign some of my men to guide and protect you."
Or guard his flocks that he just got.
Right?
I mean, his brother was kind of sneaky when he was younger, so.
This sounds like we're missing some subtext.
Right.
Because then Jacob responded, "That's not necessary. It's enough that you've received me warmly, my lord." There is something going on here that we are missing.
It feels that way, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying, he was pretty damn sneaky when he was younger, so, like,
yeah.
Esau might be like, I don't know, what is this?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah.
I know I might be that way. I'd be like, what's with all the niceties here, buddy?
Yeah, like when you bring your wife flowers, the first thing the wife says is, "What did you do, Ray?"
Right.
So Esau turned around and started back to Seir that same day. Jacob, on the other hand, traveled on to Succoth. There he built himself a house, and made shelters for his livestock. That is why the place was named Succoth, which means shelters. So we went to Succoth and said, "I'm going to name this place Succoth."
We should name our house Succoth.
Our house is Succoth. It's a shelter. Later, having traveled all the way from Bananarama, Jacob arrived safely at the town of Shechem in the land of Canaan. There he set up camp outside the town. Jacob bought the plot of land where he camped from the family of Hamor, the father of Shechem, for 100 pieces of silver, and there he built an altar and named it El Eloha Israel. The end.
But like, he built a house just in a camp that he stopped at.
Right?
He's like, I'm just gonna build a house, whatever.
As one does.
Yeah, just
traveling around.
Let's just build a house here, huh?
Yeah.
We only need it for a few days, but whatever.
Like, I thought he was going to his brother's place, but he stopped slowly and built a house along the way.
I mean, but what did building a house back then mean? Was it a tent-ish type thing with maybe like some fortifications around it?
It didn't say he built a altar or a well. It didn't say he built a structure to sleep in for the night.
Right.
It said he built a fucking house.
Right. I mean, if we dug into every little thing, we could be digging into. You have to dig into like every sentence because it's like it's all so weird.
But I do find it strange. Like, he's on his way to his brother's place, and he's like, "No, you go ahead. I'll catch up."
Right.
And then, like, along the way, he builds a fucking house.
Yeah, that's weird.
Like, and then he lives there. Like, are you planning on?
And what is time in the Bible? Because like they never it could have been like months that passed.
Right. Like, is he saying, "You go on ahead. I'll catch up next year"?
Right.
Like,
because that's what they don't ever define is like what kind of time passed here.
Yeah, I'm really confused, and I feel like there should have been more description there.
I mean, maybe it was a really long journey. Maybe it was like a year-long journey to get to where they were going.
In which case, why'd they stop and build a fucking house?
Well, maybe winter was coming or something.
Who knows? Maybe it was, but we couldn't know.
I know.
Do they have cold winters over there in that part of the world?
I don't know. Shit.
I mean, it's that whole Middle East area that I don't know anything about.
Maybe they're in the mountains.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I just still feel like it's weird that you're like, "I'll be there in a minute." And then I built a house. People wrestling people out of nowhere.
And houses being built for no apparent reason.
And don't eat the hip joint.
And it's just like, there's just so many random things that get thrown into these stories that it's just like, if I stop to question it all, I'd drive myself mad.
Well, I am stopping and I am questioning, and you are mad.
Well, that's yet to be determined. But
whatever.
That was the end of the chapter, though?
It sure was.
Okay, well, I guess today is Thursday, right?
Yep.
So we will see you guys next Tuesday.
Yes, sir. For Genesis chapters 34 and 35.
All right. Until then.
Goodbye. Husband.
Yes, wife.
Is there a way for people to contact us?
Well, sure. They can get on our Twitter account.
We have a Twitter account?
We do.
What is it?
It is sacrilegious_D.
Like D for Discourse?
Yeah, they wouldn't let me put the whole thing, so I had to shorten it to _D.
I hate them.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
How do you spell sacrilegious? Do you know?
I don't want to. Just look it up in a dictionary or something. I don't want to do that right now.
You know why?
Sacrilegious _D. Okay?
Because you messed it up and I made you fix it. That's why.
Yeah.
What about an email?
Yeah, we got that too.
What is it?
Sacrilegiousdiscourse@gmail.com.
Oh, well, that's easy.
Yeah.
As long as you know how to spell sacrilegious.
Right. Well, definitely get a hold of us. Let us know what you thought of the episode. And, any comments, hate mail. We love that kind of stuff.
Also, you could answer some questions that we leave throughout, or correct my pronunciations.
Yeah,
which are probably
please.
bad, wrong, and horrible.
Because we suck sometimes.
Absolutely.
Oh, also, if you like this shit or whatnot, give us a like on your podcasting app and stuff, or even leave a comment or something.
That would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
Goodbye.